On All Saints' Day, we commemorate all Christian saints, known and unknown, and this can take place either on November 1st or the Sunday following. Sometimes we forget that the date can jump around, as I did when I wrote my first draft of this week's sermon on an entirely different set of texts. This sermon that you're about to hear is different. It is about saints of the past and the saints of the future, and about how sometimes we as humans become mired in our histories and personal stories and become blind to hope and to what God makes possible. In the very early days, believers were sometimes put to death publicly for their witness to Jesus Christ. Christians solemnized the anniversary of martyrs' death on the date of their martyrdom. There is a fascinating book called Fox's Book of Martyrs that records the lives and deaths of hundreds of men and women who professed to the power of Christ in their lives. From St. Peter, who was crucified upside down, to the 4th century John Huss, who sang cheerily as flames crackled at his feet, to the deaths of hundreds of missionaries abroad. The Greek word martyr derives from the word martyr derives from the Greek word for witness, someone who bears testimony to their faith. By the 9th century, the church had begun commemorating not simply martyrs, but all saints, known or unknown, on the 1st of November. A saint was and is considered to be a holy person, one who shares life in Christ. This according to the Episcopal Church's glossary. In the Acts of the Apostles and in St. Paul's letters, all followers of Christ are named as saints. It is through saints, writes Roman Catholic author Kenneth Woodward, that we catch a glimpse of what God is like and what we are called to be. It is part of the human condition, however, that we often become stuck in the past. We may become dominated by the stories of our lives, of our families, and of our peoples. We know the history of America, for example, its ideas and its ideals, from Thomas Jefferson's Declaration of Independence to Sojourner Truth's Ain't I a Woman? Our last president imagined a past captured in the slogan, "Make America Great Again," while others, in contrast, remember the sins of slavery and racism that continue to shackle us. And as important as these stories may be, they can bind us. They can hold us in their thrall. And even when we live now, in the present, we are often so transfixed by the concerns of the moment. What do I have to do now? What do I have to do today? What has happened? That our vision is shuttered and our spirits are impoverished. This is a truth held out to us, I believe, by the readings assigned for All Saints' Day. According to the book of Revelation and the Gospel of John, we, all of us, are also witness to the future, to what is and to what can be. Saints are not only the storied people of holy vision, courage, and perseverance. On All Saints' Day, when we recognize saints known and unknown, these may include ourselves and our neighbors. We also can be witnesses to revelation, just as Mary and Martha, the sisters of Lazarus, were witnesses to revelation. But as with Mary and Martha, God wants us to first wake up. In the Gospel of John, Mary looks only to the past. Her brother Lazarus has died. Lord, she rebukes Jesus, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. She does not see that Jesus has come as the Christ to bring new life. Jesus wept, as we are told by many commentators, in part out of despair that even those closest to his ministry do not see the future that God reveals to humankind. Jesus then moves to Lazarus' tomb, and the second sister, Martha, trapped in the finitude of the present, cries out, already there is a stench because he has been dead 4 days. She's stuck there in the present, in the physicality of her brother's death. And Jesus responds, did I not tell you that if you believed, you would see the glory of God? And here Jesus gives a clue to the transcendent purpose of Martha and Mary's current witness. Through them, other people may glimpse the glory of God. God will come again when all people will be raised. And God's love that was with us in the beginning will be with us to and at the end. Come, Jesus is saying, let us be God's witnesses to what is possible. Let us bring about God's love now in communion with the impoverished and in commitment to creation. See the future. See what is possible. In seminary, I studied T.S. Eliot, who was both an extraordinary poet and a devout Anglican. Eliot was fascinated by cycles of time, faith, and history. In the beginning is my end, and in my end is my beginning, he writes in a section of his poem, Four Quartets. These might also be the thoughts of the revelation of John. At the end of time, Revelation tells us, God will return us to our beginnings, where at creation, God's home will be among mortals. The revelation to John is a vision brimming with good news, written in a time of destruction and genocide. It is a narrative, it is a testimony, a witness of hope that counters voices of despair. And as the saints of our own generation, God calls us to see the world both as it is and as it can be. Revelation and the raising of Lazarus are stories of witness to the future. Stories of expectation like these are not ask not where have you come from, but where are you going? Where is your life taking you? How do you choose which door to walk through next? These are stories of hope that recognize the bottomless pit of trauma and the treachery of despair. And we can investigate the causes of our trauma and despair, and we should. Discerning the causes can be vital to our emotional and spiritual health. A witness to a story of expectation and hope, however, sees not only causes of grief, but eschatology. A saint looks to times when God's love breaks in upon us. At the end of Four Quartets, Eliot writes, and the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started, and to know the place for the first time. There are saints all about us today. We join them at St. Margaret's as we reaffirm our baptismal vows this morning. We will continue to gather with them over the coming months in the work of Charlie's Place, with Sacred Ground, and with other holy endeavors as we begin to tell our story as witnesses to the coming of a world transformed by God's love. Amen.